Okay guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the shop. It's been interesting. Last couple, I've been wanting to make more videos, but my time has been working, coming into the shop, and either coming into the shop or going to my daughter's and fixing. She just recently bought a house and they did a little bedroom renovation, stuff like that. So my time's been kind of split up a little bit with that. So what I'm literally sitting on is my outfeed table cabinet, and it's pretty close to being done. It's not 100% done, but it's dang close. There's other stuff that's happened in the shop. I'm gonna give you sort of a overview update and what the plans are moving forward. Like I said, I didn't want to film the building of this because there's a lot of little things that I've changed from the design. So this bench outfeed table I bought it from Shop Nation, but I've made some tweaks and I've gonna kind of out of order on how it was built. The top was put halfway through on the instructions. I literally just put the top on after everything else is done, just to make life easier, and pretty much has. So I'm gonna give you an overview of that. I have put in one of my lumber racks and it's pretty much full. Okay, almost. It'd be the miter saw station. Building cabinets, there's a million videos on how to build cabinets. What I'm going to show you when I do that is my layout, because I'm not only going to have a miter saw in there, I'm probably going to end up having my radial arm saw in there. I don't have one yet, but I want to buy a radial arm saw and specifically dedicate it with dado stack. So I'm going to incorporate that into the miter saw station. So, and then there's going to be a whole bunch of other little stuff in that station. So there's not one specific design. I'm just going to start building cabinets. So I'll take you along the journey, but I'm not going to do a step by step, just like this one. I'm not going to do a step by step because I've modified stuff. So I'm going to give you an overview of what this looks like. It looks pretty good. Bear in mind, it's not 100% done yet, and I'll show you what my plans are. So the other part of the shop update is the fact that I have put my lumber rack back up. I've actually had to make I've had to make quite a bit of it. So the bottom row is my original, and the top row is my original. I had to make quite a few more because it's full. Well, okay, the top shelf is not full, but it's pretty full. And there's a video on that. Right there, I'll put it. It's in the old shop where I had exposed framing already. Difference between exposed framing and not exposed framing is with this, I literally had to take 2x4s on, not the flat, on the edge. I'll put a 2-inch countersink in it, and then I leg the crap out of it into the actual framing to create this. And everything else is just pretty self-explanatory from there. Yeah, so that's one of the updates. I started kind of moving stuff around, and you know, my tracks are in the corner, you can see that. Stuff is everywhere still. So this is not a final plan, but I will give you some sort of what I'm thinking. This is the bench. You're wondering what this is? This is for an E-stop. It was a pretty good idea. It was in the original design. It was a pretty good idea, so I left it. This area is going to be dedicated for my rotor. So in here, I'll show you in. There's a box. There's no rotor in there. There's a lift. There's actual dust collection right here, and with a blast gate. And with a switch. This is just a door with holes in it for dust collection. Yeah. So there's that. I got some bit storage. I've got more bit storage. These are 1/2 inch, the other one was 1/4 inch. And then in this drawer was miscellaneous stuff that didn't want to put in there. Stiles, rails, my flattening bit, all that stuff. That's all router stuff. Everything else, so in the original design, in the original design, these two banks of drawers were originally trays. And in these trays, you could put all your fasteners. So you bought a whole bunch of different compartments or whatever, and that's what happened with this. I didn't like the trays because number one, it's gonna collect a whole bunch of dust because you're using it as an outfeed table for your table saw, your router table, sanding station, etc., etc. So it's going to be a dust collector and non-stop. So I decided to enclose it, make some drawers, and these aren't slow close drawers, they're ball bearing drawer slides, but they're okay. They're from what we call Princess Auto, and it's like equivalent of Harbor Freight in the States. So that's what I did on this side. Like I said, this was all trays. This is all the same design. So let's take you to the other side. So this is the other side. This was actually the same throughout. There was 4 banks of a bank of four drawers, big drawers, and then these 2 doors which literally house your dust collection and all your power. So in this I have 3 power bars. 1 that's your main, which is a heavier gauge, and then 2 that run off of it. In here is going to be a shop vac, or if I can get a CT Mini, I'll get a CT Mini with a separator. So the separator that I have over there, Unita, which is like a 5-gallon pail with a little dust separator, I'm going to put that in there. 2.5 inch flexible line. I even have a automatic switch, so when one comes on, the dust collection comes on, and it's on a remote. So even though I'm not using the router, I can just hit it and open a blast gate and off we go. Internal power comes from here, so you just plug into the box and off you go. That's dust collection side, and then just big drawers. You can never have enough storage in a shop. Never. So that's what I did. I made some big ass drawers. So the top is, it's 3/4 inch ply, actually it's birch. I had that from sitting around from a project I was going to do and just never did. And then MDF, 3/4 inch MDF glued together, glued and screwed, and then I took the screws back out after the glue set. And then I made this edge banding out of 2x8. It's all going to get painted black, the edge banding anyways. And this top is, I'm going to go get a Formica. It's an 1/8 inch sheet. I'm going to glue it down with contact cement. And then once I get that, I'm going to router this, so that way it's all nice. And it's going to be a very good surface for when I do glue ups and staining and whatever. It doesn't stick. On the plans too was blast gates. So I got a blast gate here, a blast gate on my router, and a blast gate on the other end of the bench. So all you got to do is whoop, hit your thing, and plus I have full power, USB, USB-C, and I believe that's iPod or iPhone. I'm not sure. But at least I can do USB and C. Casters are just these things I picked up on Amazon, and they have these little ratchet things, and this is how you can actually get it to stay instead of rolling around. What's gonna happen in the future on this is I'm going to end up at some point, not yet, I'm gonna be getting a router lift. I'm probably gonna get a Jessam because number one, Canadian. Number two, I like them. They got very, very well-made products. I'm probably gonna end up getting the Jessam router fence with dust collection in it. So gonna have that, and it's gonna be like a dual thing. So I can open both blast gates. One gets chips down and the other one gets chips over here. Again, I had power down there. So yeah, there's gonna be T-track in here, and this is gonna be like a router station sort of deal for some of my bigger stuff. I have 220 up there. There's a box up there. I have 220 right above me. I can do a drop, or I can do it up the side, one of the two. I have a 50 amp behind me, but that's for a welder. I'm not gonna really use a 50 for anything. But I'm thinking, I'm having an L-shaped sort of layout. So I can still have the bay open if I need to bring the van in, the Genesis, somebody's vehicle, whatever. I'll still tinker with vehicles, but at least I won't have to rearrange the whole shop just to bring something in. That's the thought process. So as I'm laying it out, and I'm thinking table saw and outfeed table are gonna be right here. And enough room that I can rip a full sheet of plywood or sheet good, whatever. So that's the thought process. As far as anything else, the only other thing I'm thinking of is the miter saw station. That's it. Everything else, once I get it in place, I'll find a flow of some sort. Yeah, something like that. So let's go for a little spin. Oh, I also acquired that thing. How does that work? I'm thinking of making an outdoor table out of it. What do you think? Yay or nay? Let me know in the comments. So, over here in this big honker mess is gonna be my miter saw and radial arm saw station. It's gonna have uppers, it's gonna have lowers, it's gonna have a ton of storage, so all these bloody tools on the ground over here can go in the cabinet. I can gain all this floor space back. Yeah, this is what miter saw station is gonna be built out of. This and whatever else I find. So that is fun. So I'm hoping everyone likes this little update. I'm trying. It's just I'm so focused on trying to get other stuff done that filming is kind of in the back of my head. And honestly, who would want to see that build? It's the guy that actually created it has his own 4-part build series. So I just think it was out of sequence a little bit. The top should have been the last thing put on because there's so many things that if you didn't do right, you were screwed. But whatever. So, hope everyone likes it. Hope everyone's good. Sub, like, share, all that fun stuff. Hope everyone's good. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.